Okay, so welcome to day two, where we're going to take everything from yesterday and really just focus on bringing that breath and motion connection into a full body workout. So today, all you're going to need is a mat, some clear space, and maybe a glass of water to stay hydrated. Join me for day two's full body Pilates. We're going to start off with a nice warm up first. So take a position on your mat, stretch the arms overhead, find that length through this nice neutral spine, and then fold forwards, rolling down through the spine. Bend through the knees, and with the inhale, roll up through the spine. Feel that stretch opening up the back of the body. Circle the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forwards. Bend through the knees, push through both feet, and roll up. What we're trying to do here is begin to warm the body up, encourage blood flow, and mobilize the joints, ankles, knees, hips, spine, and shoulders. So if you're anything like me, when you're cold and trying to warm up, you might feel a bit clunky through your spine. Certain parts feel blocky. Try to really work into those. Begin to tease more movement. Last one. Stay down, let the arms hang, and I want you to heel toe the feet just outside hip or shoulder width. Bend through the knees, find length from the tailbone through to the crown of your head for a frog squat. Lengthen the legs, stick the bum up, look for that stretch through the back of the legs. So remember, you're breathing through pursed lips as you exert force for this, even though we're not really working hard, so to speak. You exhale as you squat up. Inhale through the nostrils as you bend through the knees. And actively squeeze the tops of the thighs as you lengthen. And the last one. Come back into that forward fold. Heel toe the feet into hip width. And then roll up through the spine. Circle the arms overhead. We're going to take the right hand behind us, left hand in front, stretching the arms out, twisting through the spine, looking over the back shoulder. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, change side. So the hips are still facing the top of the mat, but we're just twisting gently through the lower spine. Push evenly through both legs and keep that stability as you twist. Relax through the shoulders as you extend both arms out. So therefore, we're not building up that tension through the shoulders and neck. Last one, bring the hands overhead, facing the top of the mat, and then float the arms back down by your side. Pilates squat. Both feet are facing forwards. As you squat down, you're bending through the knees, sending the hips back. Chest stays up, sweeping the arms forwards parallel to the ground. Gently press through both legs, pushing the arms back to stand. Inhale through the nostrils to sit. Relax through the shoulders. Exhale to stand, push back. Remember, nice neutral spine. Gently pulling your belly button into the spine to keep the core engaged. Let's build some heat in the body. synchronize the breath with the movement. Stay with it. You want your heels and the balls of your feet to be grounded. So if you find that as you squat down, your heels are lifting, then just take time to adjust the depth of your squat to keep the heels grounded. Chest lifted. Beautiful. Last squat down. Circle the arms overhead and then rise up halfway. Inhale, draw the elbows down. And as you begin to squeeze the lats, exhale through pursed lips. Inhale to stretch. Exhale, that pull. So we're trying to keep a nice neutral spine. So you're looking somewhere over the top of the mat. So your spine is neutral from the crown of your head to your tailbone. And you're focusing on that squeeze through that meaty part just beneath your armpits, your lat muscles, drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears, and gently pinching your shoulder blades as the elbows draw into the ribs. And as an added challenge, really stretch through the fingertips to squeeze your shoulders as you stretch the arms overhead. Last one, draw the elbows down. Big stretch and rise up. Interlace the hands behind your head. Find length through the spine, hinging at the hips, leaning forward, soft bending the knees. For prisoner, good mornings. Push through both legs, sending the hips through. So as you send the hips through, you're squeezing the glutes. Open sensation through the hips, tension through the glutes, and as you hinge forwards, pull the elbows back and look for that stretch behind the thighs, keeping the core engaged. So there's a lot of back work happening here as you're pulling the elbows back to keep the chest open. Core is helping to keep the lower spine nice and neutral. And your glutes and the back of the thighs are working to stand you up out of your good morning. 2 more. And as you come down, hinge forwards, hold, extend the arms in front of you, and then pull them out to the side. We're holding here. Gently pull the arms back, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then lower down halfway. And begin to pulse. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. We're working our upper back here. Those pulsing breaths through pursed lips, sending a fire into the upper back. Stay with me. I can already feel this burning. We're here for 10 seconds. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Float the arms down. Draw yourself up, rolling out the back. Roll the shoulders out. So we're going to take a nice wide stance, toes turned out slightly for side lunges. Now we're going to keep the feet where they are, bending through the left knee, tapping the ground if you can reach it. Chest stays up, eyes forwards. Send the hips back to center and tap the opposite side. Now as we come up, we're going to send the arms overhead and then tap down. So big overhead reach. And then float the hands down to the ground as we bend through the knees. Remember, keep your feet grounded, heels in the balls of the feet. And we're shifting the weight from one side with control to another. Staying connected with the breath. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Last one. Big stretch. So we're going to keep this nice wide stance for plie squat. You might need to take the stance in slightly, then bend through the knees, reach down to the ground, and lift out of your plie squats. Draw your elbows up, keeping your hands in by the chest, squeezing your traps for high pull plie squat. So spine nice and long. Drawing the elbows up past the ears. And as you draw them up, gently pull back. We're really engaging shoulders, specifically the upper traps. Also working the inside of the thighs. Keeping that fire going. I'll give you a nice angled position. You can see my movement. Stay with the breath. 2 more to finish off here. Last one. Draw the elbows up and relax. Bring the feet in hip width. And we're going for heel lifts. So nice and long through the spine. Take a deep breath in. Draw the heels off of the ground. Send the hands overhead. If you need support here, then find a wall and gently just use the wall for light support. What you're looking for is to squeeze the calf muscles, lift the heels as high as possible, but keep that nice neutral hip position. Draw the belly button in. Find length through the spine and out the crown of the head. We're holding, stretch through the fingertips. And if you lose your center or balance, it's okay. Just join back in when you're ready. It's a long hold here. 60 seconds never felt so long. Relax through the shoulders even though you're reaching through the fingertips. 10 seconds. And slowly float the knees, float the heels but down to the ground. Roll the shoulders out. So we're going for walkouts. So find yourself at the bottom of your mat. Circle the arms overhead. Fold forwards. Send the hands down to the ground and walk to the top of the mat. Strong plank. Walk the hands back to the feet. Roll up through the spine. Circle the arms overhead. Fold forwards. Walk out into a nice strong plank. If you can't do a full plank, then feel free to drop to the knees. So you have options. So we're finishing off with one more big stretch through the spine. Roll down. Hold that strong plank for 10, 9, squeeze the glutes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Walk it back in. 1. Beautiful. Roll up through the spine. One big final stretch. And float the arms down. Roll the shoulders back. Gently shake out the wrists. So we're coming to the top of our mat. Feet hip width apart. We're stepping back on the right leg. Nice wide stance. Bending both knees to drop down into a lunge. Chest stays up and over the hips, spine neutral. Step back in. Then alternate legs. Left leg back, stepping down into your lunge. You want to make sure that your knees following your big toe and the second toe, that you have good stability. You step back into a lunge. Front foot is nice and flat, and you're driving up through the front foot. You can hear me breathing now. Fire's turned into an inferno. I lost my center, so just reconnecting, finding that control and concentration. Last one. Beautiful work. So in the lunge again, we're going to take a step back, bend through the knees. So it's that right leg coming back. And we're bringing the hands onto our chest or waist. If I switch direction so you can see, you're twisting over the front leg, keeping the chest over the hips and back to center. Twist and back. Working through the obliques, keeping that balance. Push down through that front foot. And then draw the back heel to the back edge of the mat. You can hear me shaking through my voice. Ooh. Last one. Take a step in and change side. Step in to finish off. Circle the arms overhead and then roll down through the spine. Set the hands down on the ground. Step back into a plank. Drop to the knees or float the knees down and then send the chest and chin down to the ground. You're going to take the hands into this kind of parallel position, two parallel lines. Elbows beneath the shoulders. And then just gently pull the thighs together. Tops of the feet grounded. Forehead rests down on the mat. Relax through the shoulders. On the exhale, we're lifting the head, chin and chest off of the ground. Gently extending through the arms, squeezing through the lower back. And then rolling back down through the ground. Feel free to keep the forearms down for greater support. We're really focusing on the lower back here as we lift the chest, keeping a neutral spine through the head and neck. Let the eyes wander up the mat, looking out in front of you. Light support through the forearms as we work through the swan prep or back extension as you might know it. We're looking for that articulation through the spine, keeping the hips down on the ground. Last one, roll up, big squeeze and hold for 10 seconds. 9, 8, stay with it, stay connected with the breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll down. Just had to take a glance at my notebook. Bring the hands beneath the shoulders, flex the feet, send the hips up, cross the legs as we come onto our buttocks. So roll down through the spine and then send the legs into tabletop, arms down by your side. So we're keeping that neutral spine and we're going to reach the hands past the hips, curling up as we prepare for our 100s, palms facing down. Pump the arms for 5 pumps on the inhale through the nostrils. And then 5 pumps on the exhale. So you're looking for great integrity through the core, stable through the spine, and find a rhythm that works for you as you pump the arms, reaching out through the fingertips. Squeeze the thighs together strongly. And last one. Pause. And then roll down through the spine, setting the feet down on the ground. We're going to take our position onto our front for a low plank. Setting the forearms down in a parallel position. Front of the body laying down on the ground. Flex the feet. Your low plank can take place from the knees or from your toes. So taking a nice deep breath in, resting the forehead on the floor. We're lifting through our spine and extending the legs to lift the toes off if you can. Bring the feet hip width apart. Squeezing the glutes, drawing the belly button up into the spine. I want you to turn onto the edges of your feet, bringing your shoulders stacked and extending the arm up for plank to side plank. Rotate forwards onto the toes and change side. Keeping the hips up in your side plank, pushing through the forearm. Keeping the core engaged. We're almost finished. Slow, controlled movements. Don't rush, let the core work. Let all those stabilizing muscles through the shoulders, the hips, earn their keep. Last one. Keep the hips high in the side plank. Come back into your low plank. Float the knees down. And then send the hips down. Keep the chest up, eyes front for Sphinx pose. Stretching out the front of the body. Relax through the shoulders. Drawing them away from the ears. And then inhale. Roll down to the ground. Hands beneath your shoulders, flex feet. Send the hips up and back into child's pose. Take the knees wider than the hips. Set the forehead down. Forearms down. Relax the wrists. Elbows, shoulders. Relax the breath. Take the breath deep into the lungs, knowing that the hard work is finished. It's all done. With the next breath in, walk the hands towards the feet. Coming up into a seated position to finish this practice. Gorgeous work, really beautiful and good effort. Revisit this as many times as you like and really just bring everything together. The more you do something, the better you get at it. We're not looking for perfection, but we are looking for good quality movement and connection with the breath. So let's take this forwards into your next practice. Until then, peace.